everyone, it's Wendy today. So, in your pack you've got this picture of a poppy. So I'm going to give you an idea of what something else you can do with it. Now, I've coloured mine in traditional colours. You see that one there? So, just done red and then black. And I've stuck mine on a piece of card. So, one of the things I thought you could do with this is, it's sort of like making a poem, really. So I've written out these statements, which when you look downwards, it spells poppy. So, for the first P, I've put, you can see it on the camera, poppies were the first flower to grow in the fighting fields where the men had fought. And then we need an O. We forget that a lot of these men were just ordinary men fighting. They had to go and fight for their country, and that's what they had to do. Another P. People giving their lives for me. So some of these people died in the battles that were on. This is over 100 years ago now, and this one says perhaps we can do something kind today. So they gave their lives for us, and we have to remember that. Which brings me to my last one, which starts with a Y, and it says young and old remember together. So we can all remember what they did. So I'm going to stick these down. In fact, I'll do that now. So, because the poppy was the first flower to grow where everyone had been fighting, that's why we have the poppy, to help us remember that people had to fight in the war, in the First World War. And the men, because they were ordinary men doing extraordinary things, they maybe work, you know, if they were here now, maybe they were working in the supermarket, and then the government said you have to go and fight for your country. So that's what they did, and they gave their life for me. So we need to remember that they did an extraordinary thing. So let's see if we can do something kind today for other people like they did. So that's our fourth letter. And then we often have a special service, which if you're in the Scouts or anything, you might go to, but not this year, obviously. But if not, you can have a 2 minutes where you just think about what they did. Can you see that? Look. So down here, P-O-P-P-Y, it says poppy. And that tells us a little bit of the story of why we have poppies. So because they were the first flower to grow in the fields where everyone had been fighting, then that's why they chose the poppy, to help us to remember that. They were ordinary men fighting. People gave their life for me. So that was the men that died. Perhaps we can do something kind today. Maybe we can think of something kind we can do at home or after school. And young and old, we can remember together. So if we're old or if we're young, we can still remember what they did for us. And it's not just for the war, which was what happened when the poppies came, which was the First World War. We remember people that have died in all the different wars that have been from then till now. And, you know, sometimes it isn't maybe a war they're going over to fight, but some people have to go and leave their families. And so this year we are remembering those soldiers that have to go and leave their family. And then, you know, they'll go and do some jobs in the army, and then they'll come back home. So that's hard for their families as well. So we have to remember that they give a different sort of sacrifice these days. Now, Tim, my husband, is going to read a poem